Sheriff Wallace, you know we got staff meeting. I like that answer. You ready, Mr. Woods? We're going to staff meeting. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, see what they're doing in this staff meeting. Probably are sitting here like, where's the cute guy? Where is he? He's on his way. Worry not. Hey. I don't know if we're going. We might not need to go that deep.
All right, I'm going to give about one more minute for everybody to get here.
Go into the actual making. I don't know if we're going to. We might not need to.
Is that cheese? Just pie dough.
Oh. Yeah, just the pie dough.
That shortening? That shortening right there?
Yup, Crisco.
That's what I thought. You have something to say, Miss Scott? You look like you were going to say something. Oh, okay. Absolutely missing some people. Ms. Jenkins, can you go make a quick reminder to things? I think we're missing quite a few.
Who wrote that?
I did.
I know.
How are you doing, Miss Kyle? I know. I heard. No, I heard.
It was like a party.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, just so I can know what's going on. Family here, you know, I'm gonna come to me. What's going on? Hey.
Okay, so I'm going to get started. We've got a few different things today. Quick update on evaluations. So evaluations will be completed by like the beginning of June. We're going to be doing observations for the next couple of weeks. I'm actually going to send out, I didn't have it here, I didn't want everybody to get all the paperwork to get lost, but I'll be giving the a handout of the possible domain 1 and 4 artifacts and the instructions for uploading again. Now, the district is leaning much more towards uploading. And I urge you to do that if you can, because when you upload, you don't have to make 100 copies of, if your lesson plan is in here, you can actually say, okay, that covers domain 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just click it. And all I need is one thing on, to cover a domain. As long as it covers it, it's good. So I know that everybody's used to doing the binders, and it's hard to get away from that. I don't need the binder. I'll attach the instructions to upload again, and it's so much easier, and it's so much less work on you guys.
Are you gonna give us that soon?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like I said, I just didn't want to overload you with paperwork today.
Okay.
So I'll get that to you in the next day or two.
Okay.
The district hasn't said the exact cutoff day yet. So I'll once I have that, but I'll get you guys that so you can get started on it. No, it's this, and you didn't upload. You did a binder. So because we've given it out a few times, but I'll give it again. I'll probably just give it over email so I don't kill more trees, because like I said, I've given out that handout multiple times. The next thing is the new calendar was one of the items you picked up. Okay. I got beat up Monday morning when I handed this
No,
out.
that was just because it was on top.
I know. So take a look at it. We're going to be starting before Labor Day. Students will be see.
Do we get our waiver from that by the state already?
I know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's on the website.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is, the teachers will report back on the 19th. That's right. The 19th. Students report back on the 26th. Now, we get out a little earlier than usual, which is nice. So I mean, yeah. So that's helpful.
We lose days in the winter break.
But also winter break is shorter. The midwinter break is also only 2 days instead of a week. So.
No, that's what they do. They don't have the week.
Of the week, yeah. There are very few districts that have the week. Yeah. So I'll give everybody a minute to look at that, digest. There will be much more professional development, especially at the beginning of the year. At the high school level, there's a couple of major things that are coming. So we've got new curriculum for ELA and math. So there's going to be training throughout the summer and at the beginning of the year. Also, we're going to be switching, the district's going to Power School. So there's going to be a lot of training for Power School. I'm very happy with that decision. I've used Power School before, and I think it'll be a much more effective tool.
You mentioned professional development. Can you tell me what the difference is between a professional development day and an add-on professional development day?
So those are professional development days that they added. that is seriously, that is the description that we got. That in my principals meeting, that was the description that I got. These are professional development days we added. I was like, well, no, it explains that. So.
Okay.
So that means we have to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more days.
Yep.
We don't get any more pay, we have to work 5 more days.
This is why the agenda says that I'll be dodging rocks and daggers and whatnot.
Is this set in stone though? Because we're under a contract here.
This was approved by the board. The calendar is not well, no, the calendar is not something that is negotiable for the union contract. So this was approved last Tuesday at the board meeting. Real quick and quietly.
So, did anybody bring up the fact about the 26 pays? Because if we come back earlier, we are doing an extra week.
I know that it was talked about previous to this, but really the thing is, because you're getting out earlier, I mean, you are coming back earlier, but you don't look at your pay over a calendar year, you look at it over the school year. So you're starting a week earlier, but you're also getting out a week earlier. So it's still gonna be the same one then. Like, there's more days in the year, but talking about the 26 pay. So this year, we're gonna feel it because we still get out when we're going late, and then we start back early. So you basically have a week less of summer. But then you get that week back at the end, or on the back end next summer.
Yeah, but we don't have winter break next year. We don't have winter break this year.
Somebody had to mention that, didn't they?
This is good, yelled about so much. So I just want to make sure I gave time for you guys to be unhappy about this, because I understand. Yeah, so that's what you guys. I mean, you guys can talk to the union reps. That's I understand. Okay, so moving on. Now that I've warmed the crowd up,
Dang, now I gotta go.
Miss Neal is going to
Now y'all
give. No, they're going to be really nice to you. They'll be really nice to you. So.
You gotta get the rocks.
So Miss Neal, guys, let's listen up. A couple things you're going to see. We're going to be having some suicide awareness and helpline posters that are going to be going up in the halls in the next couple of days. They'll be going home with the handouts. Will be going home with students, just with the number of teenage suicides that are throughout the country. I think the district has had 3 this year. And so Ms. Neal's going to do a suicide awareness presentation, talk about some of the things that you guys to look for. And then we're also going to be doing these presentations with students, either in classes or as assemblies. So one special note is one of the things you picked up is the confidentiality. So please just read through that. Make sure that you're being confidential when it comes to some of this stuff, because that can be a major issue sometimes. So I'm gonna let Ms. Neal talk. You guys be real nice. You want me to be the button presser?
Yeah, hi.
And then Chef Cornish will be performing.
All right, you all. I won't be long because I hate being up here, but we are charged to do this, the counselors and social workers. Since it's just me and there's no social worker, then I'm going to do it. And Mr. Morrison is helping me. We all have to do this across the board. We went to a meeting a couple of weeks ago, the school counselors, the social workers, and the school psychologists, and they went over the whole presentation. And then we have a lot more stuff, a lot more paperwork. And actually, although it's kind of long and this is a lot, I'm kind of glad, because honestly, you all, prior to this, Detroit didn't have a uniform procedure that we did as far as when the students came. I had one, but I had gotten it from another school district. And then I would just use that, because you have to have something just because, and you have to have them sign off. I mean, it's a lot of paperwork, and it has to be done, which, kind of leads me to what we're going to talk about a little bit as far as the students and reporting. And each time they come to me, or each time you all send them to me, I do have to go through all those steps to determine whether or not they're at different stages as far as the suicide go. And sometimes it could be low, and sometimes it could be real high. But after I ask the questions, then I determine that, and then we take it from there. And sometimes it's low, and then I do what I have to do from that point. But one thing I can't do is just assume that whatever they said and make my own judgment because of it. And sometimes I know it may seem that they're just saying, and sometimes they do, which I've talked to them about saying, certain things that it's not really, what they're feeling, because each time you all have to report it, and I have to go through the whole motion of the thing. But it's just, we would hate to do it and ignore it the one time, and then one time may be that time.
And that's exactly right, is that the district, they did an evaluation this last year, or earlier this year, and saw that no one school did everything, none of the schools did anything exactly the same. And so I think it's a very thorough, but it's a very uniform process that everybody is to follow. Most of that doesn't affect you as the teachers, but one thing that we do need from you guys is that you have to take that stuff seriously and make sure that you're reporting it. Because even if you think, okay, oh, they're probably just joking around, it's something we have to evaluate. So just, just be mindful of that, be listening. We'll kind of talk about some of the trigger words or some of the things that people say, but also I will send this PowerPoint to you, and it's going to be a long PowerPoint. The first 20 slides are for staff. The next, I think 15 or 20 are for the 6th to 12th grade students. And then there's a shorter presentation at the end for the 4th and 5th grade students.
Because in our actuality, that's where the suicides were.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the
So
younger kids.
because that's one thing that research has shown in the last 10 years is that a large number of deaths for students or for children that are 5 to 10 years old,
Mhm.
they often come to find out they are suicidal.
Mhm.
And not, I mean, and it's, I remember the first time I ever read that, it scared me because I've got young kids and, they don't know how to talk about what they're feeling and they don't comprehend anything about some of that. And so they're even working to put together a presentation for K through 3rd grade. And so, but a lot of that's going to be more pictures and videos. So you'll get to see the whole kind of run of everything that's being presented.
No, that's okay. Thank you, Ms. Morrison. Yeah, and so the confidentiality thing is just like super important. I'm not about to like read all this, but Mr. Morrison did
Don't
print.
get the slides, I'll send this PowerPoint.
Yeah, but the confidentiality thing is just huge. And here's the thing, real quick too, and I know I'm going, and I really am going to hurry up, but I just wanted to say also, and please be aware that when I get ready to do the paperwork, I always identify, because our students have teachers who they do talk to, like quite often, and some more than me because they see you more. So they, and I'm very clear on that. So a lot of times when I am doing the assessment, or I have to do their, like their safety plan in the building, I'll always, or the student identifies who that person is first. They usually pick 3, and I'm usually like 2 or 3 or something. But I mean, it's always a teacher that they, identify with a little better, and that's fine. And then I make sure I tell that teacher so that they're aware of any changes, because they can see it first because they're the ones that seem to be, talking to them a little bit more. So that's that too. So just know that. So anyway, so tips for talking with children: listen to their feelings, let them know that they're not alone, use age-appropriate language, be compassionate, empathetic, normalize negative emotions, offer support, be honest, and most importantly, keep them safe. They refer to the IEP and the 504. You all know for Davis, Ms. Holmes Hill is the resource teacher, and then of course you all know that also Ms. Coleman is for Go Lightly, and the 504 person is actually me. And the crisis for in-person is me too. So anyway, we're discussing suicide because our students are of the highest value and importance to us. And suicide is permanent. It's not a temporary solution, as we know, although sometimes, and they really, you all kind of don't know it. When I say sometimes, when they say, and the first thing they'll say, because I guess now I got a reputation, because the first thing they say when they come now, because they know I have to go to practice, I don't want to kill myself. I mean, because now they know, but you said it. I mean, I guess they heard that they have to, that once you said that they have to go through this, but you said it. So now we got to have a different conversation, In Michigan, the growth of suicide deaths is more rapid than the national average. They said that the suicide deaths increased nearly 33% in Michigan since 1999. And that's a lot. And 13.3 deaths per 1,000 people in 2016. That is a lot. A lot of veterans, though. A lot of suicides were veterans, of course, PTSD. But in Michigan, suicide is number 2 cause of death behind motor vehicle, for our youth, behind motor vehicle accidents. In our district, there have been 3 losses just this year. And like I said, they were kids, middle school and under. None were high school.
So like I said, I'll give you guys the presentation with some of the statistics stuff.
Yeah, definitely, because we decided, Ms. Morrison and I, that we really did, that we weren't gonna go through this, but I did want to mention the risk factors, and then I'll take my seat. But the risk factors, because if you all could kind of be aware of that, because some of you are really good about it. And, you'll say, I noticed that they're a little down. Mr. Warner has done that. It's been a few teachers who've done that. And can you just talk to them, Ms. Neal, or can you see, because they don't seem to be themselves. And it's fine. Although we know our kids certainly have a lot of baggage, and sometimes they're just not themselves. So it could, you know what I mean? So it's just a lot of days that they're not, just because they have a lot going on too. So risk factors: impulsive or aggressive tendencies, history of trauma or abuse, major physical or chronic illnesses, previous suicide attempt, family history of suicide, recent job or financial loss, probably of a family member, and LGBTQ identified student, which is on the rise. That like major one that the kids commit suicide because they just don't know how to identify. Stigma associated with asking for help. So a lot of them don't ask, especially high school kids. They're not good about it.
And that's why the confidentiality thing is so important.
Yeah.
Is students have to trust that if they go to an adult, that their business isn't going to be out there with everybody else. So I think that's why confidentiality is such an important part of building that relationship with students, is because they've got to know that if they come and trust you with something, that it's not going to be like, you know, a bunch of the teachers know. I mean, there are certain people you have to tell, and that's something you got to be upfront with them about. Like, I have to talk to Miss Neal, I need to talk to Mr. Moore. You know, talk about that. But don't, you know, the student tells you something in confidence, don't tell somebody else that might tell somebody else, and all of a sudden this kid's hearing all kinds of stuff, and that they know that you're the only one they told. So just that really is one of the barriers for students talking, is they're worried that is going to get out.
I have a question. With students coming to us and telling us things, do you think that the fact that we do, especially with us being mandated reporters that we do have to tell, do you think that decreases students being willing to share with us?
You know what, that's a good question. And I know that's the reason why, because I know the couple of teachers who did tell me this year, they were so apprehensive at first, but then they thought about the bigger picture. I don't think so, Ms. Ames. I'm gonna venture to say no. I think they know, I think part of them know, and I think you all, once you've done that, you just go back and say, you know, I know you may feel like but though there's just some things I have to, and you can repeat. The only time you have to do it, Ms. Anderson, if they're harming themselves or harming others. Other than that, you don't have to say a word. To me, like literally, if it's not, you know, and those two things encompass a lot of things though, but other than that, no, you don't have to tell. And you know, with me, I mean, just because it's my job, you know, but those are the two major, the only times I have to tell their parents. Other than that, they can tell me stuff and I don't even have to say a word. You know what I mean? Because, you know, some people thought that if they got, no, I can talk them through how to tell their parent, but I don't have to tell them, you know, just only if they're harming themselves or harming others. Other than that, no.
And so I think, I mean, you know, I know I've seen in the past, I've seen students that do ask for help. And especially if their friends see that they get help from it.
Their friends are good about it too.
Then suddenly, especially if they go to a specific teacher, suddenly that teacher gets flooded with, you know, so I think they do want help. Sometimes they just don't know how to ask.
And I think they know which teachers who are going to say something to. You know what I mean? I feel like they almost tell because they know that teacher is going to tell. I mean, that's what I've found in the past, you know.
And one of the things that we have to contend with so much, especially at this level we're at right now, is that we have so many students that have undiagnosed mental disorders. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We I mean, so many that have undiagnosed mental disorders. So that weighs into it a lot. So you have to, you know, be aware of that. Yeah. You've got, I mean, some of the,
it's just a lot.
The trauma they make. Like I said, so there's a lot of mitigating factors. Just things to be listening for. You know, they're talking, their boyfriend broke up with them, their girlfriend broke up with them.
I get that a lot.
Wallace said something.
Okay. No, I just said some of the teachers got me on businesses too.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. And I didn't say you. Believe me, my office knows that too, Chef Wallace. You just ain't been and sat on the black chair. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you too.
Yes, Mr. Morrison, I would like for, I'm not saying that I'm one of the chair people, but
I
I
am.
would like a much more comfortable chair. I would like a much, she needs a comfortable chair, seriously. She needs a comfortable chair that those of us who have student issues.
You speaking for a friend, for a
I
friend.
tell you what, I was in the warehouse at the beginning of the year, and there was a therapist, like, couch
A shade
bed thing
around.
that, and I was just like, can I get that? And they said somebody was already getting it, but I'm like, that would be perfect. And I
She
mean,
does.
I would have wanted
I'm
mine, but,
speaking for other staff members, but she does need a more comfortable chair, because that chair is so.
I agree, that is not a very comfortable chair.
Asking for a friend, not you.
One thing that's a really big risk factor is that if there's another suicide. If, you know, I have a friend who, her son goes to Troy High. And so she called me, this was at the end of last year. So Troy High had 2 or 3 suicides. And they were all like in the band cross-country track team. And that's where her son was. And there was suddenly this huge rash of either attempted or talking about, like, that just went through the school, but mostly in that area. And she was just like, so with my background as a principal and as, you know, having a degree in psychology and having dealt with students with emotional impairments, she was calling me all the time asking for advice, and she ended up pulling him out because so she could monitor him all the time because she was so worried about it. But that's one of the things is that when it happens, and I think, and I'm going to sound heartless, I think, when I say this, but it gets sensationalized.
Yeah.
Because everybody talks about like, oh my gosh, I miss this person so much. They were, you know, such a great person, and all that's completely true. But what happens is those students who are on the outside, who don't have friends, who don't have some of those relationships, they see they're like, oh my gosh, they got so much attention and so much love because of that. And I think that's one of the things that leads
And even the suicide attempts, I think that Ms. Scott and Ms. College, y'all remember that year that when we were at the old building, we're at the old building, and it was just like we had a couple of twins who, and they had already kind of gone through the hospitalization. They were very much aware. They knew all the lingo and all what to say and all this, you know. So they brought that to the school to our students who at that time we didn't hardly have any. So once they came and they, you know, start saying things that I would have to go through, and it was just so many that year. Like I was like, because I had to go through it. Most of them weren't even, you know, necessarily high risk, but I had to go through the motions because everybody was just getting it by then. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you know, so same thing.
So I'm gonna send this out to you guys so we can continue to talk about this. But just be aware of changes in your student.
You said you're gonna roll something out to students, right?
Yes.
Population.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing?
It's
Because I'd like to be aware, because I'm sure these conversations are gonna start happening.
They absolutely are.
Classrooms and.
They absolutely are. It will be within the next couple of weeks. We have, the deadline is that, they have to be talked to, the student president has to be done by May 20th. We've had so much stuff going on. I'm gonna try to, because, you know, and tomorrow we've got.
I was really hoping they would push it out toward the end, Ms. Morrison, because once the conversations are talking, it is going to be.
It is, because that what happens is that once those conversations happen, then you guys are gonna be getting talked to more by students. Ms. Neal's gonna be getting talked to more, because it's gonna be at the top of everybody's mind. So we are aware of that once we do roll this out, that it becomes a much more prevalent conversation.
Keep in mind, it's just me, you all, it's just me.
But like I said, so I'll send this out, so but you know your students, you know, be paying attention to any changes in behavior. If you know something traumatic happened in their life, no matter how traumatic you think it is, it just depends on how traumatic it is for them. And just be aware and watching for any.
And the writing ones, that's how I found out about at least 3 this year. 2 or 3 was the drawing. And I think on the next one is, of course, we know the biggest one is social media.
You'll be able to see it when I send it to you.
But just, if you would this page.
No, but social media is.
I think it's on the next one, Mr. Wayne. Oh, I don't know, maybe it was, I just know I saw it, it was his own page, because that's the one where,
Like I said, so this is, the main points are, pay attention. If a student has the courage to talk to you, don't dismiss it, acknowledge it, be supportive, take it seriously, and seek out the assistance that we have here in the school.
yeah, I think it's one.
Like I said, some of this is, kind of leads into the stuff that Miss,
Oh, there.
Oh, mandated reporting.
Yeah, they have to,
You know, as educators, we all are mandated reporters, so this is one of the things that I get often, is that a student reports something that needs to be reported to CPS, to a teacher, then the teacher brings them to me or Ms. Neal, but really, that person that is reported
heard it
to,
first.
that is,
Yeah, that's the
that's the
person.
mandated report. So the thing is, there are times that you will maybe have to do a CPS report. They make it very easy. They have it online, they have a phone. I mean, they have multiple.
And then once you do it, you're done. Like literally, once they ask you those people, you're done. They take it from there. You just the one.
I got a letter back.
I would think it was CPS.
I mean, it depends. I've seen
I
a lot
feel
of
like- I mean, they're pretty quick. The times they come, you know, that I've had to call, they come here,
They're quick.
they come, you know, and
You know, because we may not find out how it
yeah, until
ultimately
you
ends
got
up.
a letter,
We might not find out how it ultimately ends up, but in the times that I've dealt with, I think it's been responsive. I think it's been responsive.
yeah, and that's all they do, either email or by snail mail, if they acknowledge that they got your report, and they're reporting that day, and they have a case, and you are obligated to have a case number, just, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's.
So like I said, then you'll, the next thing you'll see is the presentation that the students will get. They're gonna not have some of the same stuff that you guys got, but, you'll be able to see that when I send this out. So I'm gonna let, Chef Cornish jump in here and hopefully live in the.
Oh, I'm supposed to follow all of this
So see what it
movie.
is.
That's what they told us, was we never supposed to follow the cast.
I'm here to piss everybody off.
I'm here to make everybody sad.
You're here to just drop everybody down, and then Cornish here to pick everybody up.
Ah.
Very emotional.
Oh, we supposed to say a prayer now? We did the suicide.
Yeah, really.
All right, well, y'all know me. I'm trying to be quick and get us up out of here. So that's one of the reasons why I have the paper at everybody's table that already has the lesson plan and the QR code on it. So if you pull your phone out and you have your phone set to a QR code, you can follow along faster. Now,
So if you have an iPhone, all you have to do is just take a picture with your regular camera, and it automatically links to the QR code.
that's right, iPhone.
Look at it, Cameron.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start this off with, I was sneaking in Mr. Ware's room today, while he had his presentation, who were they?
They're from Kinsey Academy.
Kinsey Academy, and she was talking about the internet marketing program that they have there, which somehow over the course of the summer, I got into some Amazon funnel. I don't know exactly what happened, but I found out about this internet marketing thing that takes place. And so she was saying exactly what this leads to, which is once our students see something so many times, they automatically want to go to it. They're, the algorithm of the internet and whatnot. So my idea was we get into kids' emails, which is where they are at every day. We start loading them with positive stuff. We can load them with educational stuff. They're going to see it in the email. So the first thing is when you go to that QR code, it's going to take you to a Google Sheet that will, there you go.
You are on.
So it'll take you to a Google Doc sheet that will have a video on there. And essentially what this is doing is back in the C-Wing, everything that was like up on the wall, that was all manual Flintstone style, is now on the internet. Our first thing was a Magic Activity. So if you hit that, you'll see you can run the entire class, which will be a question at the top after they put their email in, watch the videos, take a test off of the pre-test from the video, link into the actual demonstration of the day, and then lead them to YouTube videos in which they can watch the exact same demonstration. So it's set up for all you all to do it. I didn't want to send everybody through watching it on the big screen. You can watch it on your phone. That's the whole idea. You can get the same lesson wherever you're at. People are saying they're calling it flipping the classroom.
Doesn't that lose the hands-on effectively?
It doesn't if you watch the videos. They actually tell you what to do. They tell you how to do the hands-on. And if you watch, I'm not done. Thank you.
Keep going.
Question, in the fourth video, it actually shows what happens after you watch the demonstration video and you're in class with the hands-on. So if you have a question with the hands-on, it shows in there where you call the teacher over and the teacher comes over and helps you with the hands-on. And that's in video 4.
You don't really need a teacher.
If you don't need a teacher, you don't. But if you do, that's when you call.
One of the things that me and Chef Cornish talked about on this is for those students that miss days, that miss a day or miss a lesson. One of the things that you said was a flipped classroom. And so the first time I ever worked with a flipped classroom was when I was in Texas. And it was Algebra 1 in our middle school, that was a flipped classroom. And so the way that is the teacher records themselves teaching the lesson. And so instead of students sitting through class while the teacher's teaching the lesson and they have to go do the homework at night, they get the video and their homework is to watch the lesson, watch the teacher do the instruction, and then the next day at school is when they work through the problems. So then they have the teacher right there to be able to walk them through if they have any questions.
And I don't think it's replacing a teacher. I think of YouTube tutorials, like, you know, we watch YouTube tutorials, learn how to do our hair, do our makeup, and home improvement stuff. I mean, and that's YouTube. Like, people get like, you know, millions of dollars for being YouTubers now. And so I think this is just kind of riding that way and just, we talk about meeting students where they are. This is where they at.
Yeah, the whole idea, I mean, it really got deep when I started with some of the students who are already in Google Sheets and Google Docs. When you go through this one lesson, this is just one lesson. There's Google Sheets in there, so their entire daily grade sheet that we had every day. Y'all see those yellow sheets that our kids walk around? It's all on one sheet online now. And now at the bottom of the lesson that you all have, they hit a button, they go there, and as Ms. Jenkins talked with us earlier in the year about having the kids to tell you how they thought that they did on the lesson, on that Google Sheet is a spot where the kid can say, well, today after watching my video, I feel like I did really well. I got a 1 on this. I feel like out of the 4 points on here, I should have gotten 3. And on here, I feel like I should have gotten 4. They can put that on there, send that to me in a email, or I can just go right into Google Sheets and then put in the points that I think they should have from the video. If you go into section 6 on the website, there's a spot that shows them how to do the exit ticket. Every kid will go in, use their phone. It shows them how to make their own YouTube channel, which is a private YouTube channel where they can record like what we're talking about. If they got something to say to you about something that happened in the class today, how they didn't get the lesson or how they enjoyed the lesson. They record all of that, put it onto the YouTube on a private channel, send you that link via email. You can check their work, check their sheet, see where they did wrong, comment where you should have added a little more water here, or you overmixed it here. All the different things you can do because now they are actually sending you the work that they're doing. We always work in groups anyway, in my class at least. What I'm going to be having them to do, which is in section 3 in the lesson. One kid has their phone and records a kid doing the exercise portion. So the kid has it on their phone for at night, then the other kid gives them their phone and records them doing just that hands-on portion there. So each kid has in their hand the lesson that they did that day. So now they can refer back to it at the end of the day, end of the year. And now when they go out for interviews at restaurants and whatnot, check out my work. This is what I do. Now they can open up their YouTube channel and show all their hands-on work that they have learned, what they have finished, and they can just send it around as a resume. Okay? So I feel a little sorry that I'm just getting updated on this stuff myself, because QR code's been around for a couple of years, website's been around for a couple of years, Google Docs been around for a couple of years, and I'm just now incorporating this into the class. So apologize for this coming, but as I get all of this, it's coming pretty fast. And the most excellent thing I love about Google Sheets and Google Doc, Google Quiz, Google Classroom, all of those different Google things, you ain't got to check your tests no more. You put them tests in there one time, put the answer in there, and it's done.
Wow.
Once the kids take the test on the Google Sheets, it will check it. Will the answers be the same? They got an automatic shuffle button on there. Answers change every day, every year. Yes.
Yeah, so what I really love about it is it's like feedback in real time. And also, as you just spoke about with assessments and testing, that lends itself to us getting our data a lot quicker. So then we can start having those data chats with the students. So, so that they are always apprised and abreast of where they are in your classroom. And you don't have to wait until prior marking time or whenever to discuss what their grades are with them. So that's something that, we really are gonna start doing more of, is having those student data chats, because when the students, really take ownership of their grades and their learning themselves, that's when you really know that they know it, because they can talk it back to you based on how they performed in your class. So that's coming.
I think it's a really good tool, especially like right now, we have YouTube Live going on in this app. And I was showing Miss Sharp the other day how I had it going in my class while me and her were out on hall duty. And I had all of the lessons and everything up on the board, and they knew what to do, but they didn't know that the computer was going YouTube Live. So some of them, I had told 3 of them that were in the class is going. They started doing the work. But the other ones that were walking in, they saw the lesson on the board, and they wanted to go just onto their phone. So I was able to go to YouTube Live on my phone and type in a message that said, "Get to work." So a kid that was right there by the computer said, "Check yourself!
Yeah.
Y'all gotta get to work!" So now, can you imagine using that on a daily basis?
Funny.
You're out on hall duty, or you gotta use the facilities. You got your class going. DeMarcus, why you out to sea? You can use that for this type of situation. Another little situation that we experience in the Sea Wing is on the buffets. And another piece of technology that we found that can work well with this is an app called Two Way on the Play Store. It's a walkie-talkie app.
Like the old Nextel phone?
Old Nextel phone.
Yeah, I miss my Nextel phone.
It's called Two Way. You just download it from the Play Store. What I liked about Two Way on the buffet was it has what you call a keypad on here. So any kid that you have, you can, and Mr. Hanson gave me an excellent idea. That guy's brain is crazy good, okay? Let me tell you what he said. He saw me using this for the buffet. He said, "Dude, we can use that on a field trip." I said, "How?" Go ahead, Hanson. Oh wait, he said he didn't feel like talking today. I'll answer that. He said, we take the kids to Cedar Point. We can put all the kids on a frequency of 454545, and all of the kids have their phone. So now You hit that one. Hey, everybody meet at the Elephant Ear Stand in Woodtown.
We can do that today.
Everybody got that on their phone. Everybody knows to go and meet there at that time. But guess what? It's automatic and they're required to have it. That's the whole thing with the field trip. So then after that, everybody shows up at the Elephant Stand and the Marcus again is not there.
Who's the Marcus?
No. He's just standing in my head. Anyway, you have not only do you have a general code for everybody who's on the field trip 4545, but each student has their own code as well that you just have a list of or however you want to do it. And so now, boom. Hey, DeMarcus, why you ain't at the Elephant Ear Stand? I'm on my way. You know, it can work like that. That one app.
And that
can save you from not having to give out your phone number to kids.
That would have been something perfect for when we went to Hamilton, because everybody had their own little groups. Everybody could have their own frequency for their group, and then there could have been one for the whole group. And so that's awesome.
So, like this staff meeting, if anybody wants to see anything, learn about the suicide prevention or anything, we have the QR code of what's been going on the whole staff meeting. So you can hit it with your camera, save the QR code, and later on tonight, go to that YouTube website, rewind back to just the part where Miss Neal was talking about what you wanted to hear. Hear it, and then bounce. You ain't gotta watch the whole video. So, the technology that we're using back in the bake shop, that's a bit of it. And that's it. I think I took 21 minutes. Oh, let's see. Are you even on camera? No, you're not on camera angle.
I was the whole time. I saw it on your phone. Yeah, and it's a delay. So that's why I noticed
much better delay.
That's why I noticed. You remember? Real quick. Okay. All right, real quick before we go.
Yeah.
I want to have our sunshine moment. Now, Ms. Sharp always has to remind me because I always forget this. But this time I didn't forget, and even she was already waving to me, and I was ready to go. So, Ms. Neal has a sunshine moment.
I just want to give a sunshine word to Ms. Sharp for organizing the Hamilton trip.
You stole mine. So hold on, I have more to say on that. So this was going to be mine, and it was going to be for Ms. Sharp. Because all the time and effort she spent on organizing Hamilton and then didn't get to watch it. So the sunshine moment is last Thursday, Ms. Sharp did get to go watch Hamilton. And so I just thank you for everything, because it like there are some kids that it floored them. They loved it. It was
it floored me.
I was so happy that so many people got to watch it, because then people can understand why I get so excited about it. Like, I was so excited that everybody was going to get to go, and I more just wanted exactly. I more wanted you guys to be able to go and the students to be able to go, just so I could talk to people about it, because there was only like 1 or 2 people in the building that I could talk to about it. So that is my sunshine moment. Because
so you guys,
thank you very much. Did I? I know Mr. Prater has tickets to the event in the movie. 3:10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So you're going to be here on Friday.
I will be here on Friday. That's a 3-hour movie.
No problem. You went to see Avengers.
That's dedication.
I have a sunshine moment. Chef Wallace, for the NAACP cooking competition that he did. And so when I tried their chicken quesadilla, I've been into it and I was like, oh, this is it. That's what I said. This is it. Because I've done the Cooking with Change competition before, because we had it at Bright House when I was there. But when I
been to that, it was so good. So Jamari Edwards and Designated
That is so
Queen
good.
were
I'm so
just
happy.
on that piece, but they did a phenomenal job of the presentation.
He got a
putting it all
GoPro.
together. And so they won GoPros,
Yeah, they
actually.
both got it.
And so it was a
That is
great
awesome.
event, so thank you, Chef Wallace, for
Yay!
working with us.
Anybody else, sunshine moment? Now, remember, if anybody wants to come hang out at Cass Tech on Saturday, there will be the Level Up Expo for, I have tables for, laugh, Oliver. I have a table for Davis and for Golightly. We're gonna try to have some presentations. So if anybody is bored from 10 to 2 on Saturday, they can come to Cass Tech and help recruit students.
Or you can say,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it is a great event, you all, because
It is,
it's an
it's nice.
opportunity to talk to other students
What you gotta do is
outside.
put them on
the
camera
area
and make the
and to
principal
show that interest
see.
in,
You wanna come to
Golightly as
Golightly?
well as Davis, so we can-
Then post it, kid.com. I play dirty chess.
That's how I. Actually,
Let me stop this
Mr.
screen.
Morrison,